Chapter 1: The Arrival of the Zervok Dominion. The galaxy was vast, teeming with thousands of advanced civilizations. But none were as feared as the ***Zervok Dominion***. A race of towering, war-hardened conquerors with technology centuries ahead of anything humanity could even dream of, the Zervok ruled with an iron fist. They'd swept across the Milky Way, assimilating or annihilating every race that stood in their path. Earth, with its fledgling space program and barely functional colonies on Mars, was next on their list. The Zervok didn't even bother with diplomacy. To them, Earth was nothing more than a resource-rich backwater populated by insignificant creatures. They sent a single message, broadcast on every frequency, across every screen. ***, humans, your world now belongs to the Zervok Dominion. Surrender and you will serve. Resist, and you will be exterminated. ***. The message hit Earth like a sledgehammer. The Zervok fleet, thousands of enormous dreadnoughts, appeared in orbit within hours of the broadcast. Each ship, a massive behemoth of metal and plasma, could vaporize a continent. They were ready to enslave another species, just like all the others. But what they didn't know, what they could never have anticipated, was that Earth had a secret. Chapter 2: The Hidden Weapon. Humanity had been united once before, barely, in the face of potential extinction. Climate crises, wars, and plagues had nearly wiped out civilization in the early 21st century, but against all odds, humanity had survived. We had learned to innovate faster than our enemies. We had learned how to turn the tides when we were outmatched. But when humanity first reached into the stars, it stumbled across something far more dangerous than itself. Deep beneath the surface of Mars, buried under centuries of dust and rock, an ancient weapon lay dormant, left behind by an extinct race far older and more advanced than anything humanity had ever known. The scientists who discovered it barely understood how it worked, but they had deciphered one thing: the weapon could manipulate gravity and matter at a fundamental level, making it the deadliest device ever conceived. It was a weapon of mass destruction, the likes of which had never been seen. It was humanity's last resort, hidden away because no one was sure what would happen if it was ever activated. The Zervok, with all their arrogance, had no idea what they were walking into. Chapter 3: The Resistance Begins. As the Zervok Armada descended from orbit, Earth's nations struggled to come together. A planet once divided by politics, borders, and old grudges now faced an enemy that sought total domination. There was no time to argue. The UN Security Council was restructured into a global war council. In a fortified bunker beneath the Rockies, General Marcus Dunn, one of Earth's most seasoned military minds, convened with the world's brightest scientists and strategists. "We can't defeat them in open combat," Dunn growled, staring at the holographic image of the Zervok fleet. "Their shields alone could repel every missile, drone, and bomb we have. We'd be wiped out in hours." "Then we don't fight them directly," interrupted Dr. Elise Matsuda, a physicist specializing in the study of gravitational anomalies. "We have the Mars weapon." The room fell silent. "The Martian weapon?" Dunn replied, his voice laced with skepticism. "That thing could destroy the whole solar system, for all we know." Matsuda stood firm. "It's dangerous, yes. But the Zervok's arrogance will be their undoing. They believe we're nothing, that we pose no threat. If we can harness the weapon and figure out how it works, we might not just defend Earth, we might turn the entire battle in our favor." Chapter 4: Learning to Wield a God's Power. The Zervok started by attacking Earth's defenses. Satellites were disabled, orbital stations were wiped out in seconds, and their ground forces began descending in massive dropships, leveling cities with precision strikes. Humanity, however, had always been resourceful when pushed to the edge. As the Zervok pressed their assault, scientists at the Martian facility worked day and night. Matsuda and her team combed through the ancient alien weapon, dissecting every fragment of its impossibly complex design. The weapon wasn't just powerful, it could bend spacetime, manipulate gravity, and destabilize the very particles of matter. There was a breakthrough: the weapon could be controlled remotely, but only under extremely precise conditions. It required incredible computational power, along with a deep understanding of quantum physics. The Zervok, for all their technological superiority, had never encountered something like this. They had perfected brute force, not finesse. But Earth's survival had always relied on one thing: innovation. As the Zervok marched across continents, Earth scientists worked with hackers and engineers to build a makeshift control system. It was risky, no one knew what would happen if the weapon malfunctioned. But they had no choice. It was all or nothing. Chapter 5, Turning the Tide. The Zervok were preparing for their final assault. Their mothership, the **Dread Titan**, was positioned above Earth, ready to release a wave of destruction that would level every major city in one strike. The Zervok ground forces, millions of bioengineered warriors, had already subdued most of the globe. But the humans had something the Zervok could never comprehend: the will to fight when all hope seemed lost. In a darkened bunker, Matsuda's team initiated the first phase of their plan. The Martian weapon hummed to life, its immense power barely contained by the makeshift systems surrounding it. They aimed the weapon not at the Zervok forces, but at their own atmosphere. A pulse of gravitational energy rippled across the planet, creating a field that distorted reality itself. The Zervok ships, designed to operate with precision, suddenly found their targeting systems malfunctioning. Communications went dark, and even their shields began to fluctuate. For the first time in a millennium, the Zervok Dominion experienced. Chapter 6, Humanity's Wrath Unleashed. The Zervok commanders, confident in their invulnerability, were slow to realize the tables had turned. Earth's military launched a counterattack, not with brute force, but with precision strikes. Coordinated guerrilla warfare, drones, and EMP pulses disabled Zervok ground forces, while elite strike teams targeted key command centers. It was chaos, but humans thrived in chaos. Then came the second phase. Matsuda activated the weapon fully, sending a focused beam of gravitational energy directly at the **Dread Titan**. The beam didn't just pierce the ship's shields, it tore open a rift in space itself, warping gravity and creating a singularity. The Dread Titan, the pride of the Zervok fleet, collapsed inward, crushed by forces beyond comprehension. The Zervok's once invincible fleet scattered, their commanders unable to comprehend how a primitive species could have developed such a weapon. Panic spread among their forces. Chapter 7, The Zervok's Humiliation. The destruction of their flagship sent shockwaves through the Zervok Dominion. The remaining Zervok ships, disoriented and damaged, began to retreat. They had never encountered a species that fought back with such ferocity, such ingenuity. On the ground, the Zervok soldiers, now cut off from their command, found themselves outmaneuvered by human forces. The tide had turned. What began as a one-sided slaughter had become a war of attrition, and the Zervok, unused to anything but quick victories, were losing. In the end, the Zervok withdrew from Earth, their reputation in ruins. No species had ever resisted them so fiercely, or humiliated them so completely. Chapter 8, A New Era Begins. Humanity had done the impossible. They had not only survived, they had won. In the aftermath, the world changed forever. Nations rebuilt, united under a single banner. The weapon that had saved Earth remained hidden, its power too great to be wielded recklessly. But now, humanity knew its potential. They had beaten the galaxy's most feared empire, and now the universe would never forget it. As General Dunn stood before the newly formed United Earth Coalition, he said the words that would echo through history. They thought we were weak. They thought they could conquer us. But they didn't understand one thing. When humans are pushed to the edge, we don't just fight back. We evolve.